different of parallel processing. We have started with this course, that is sequential parallel processing. Sequential processing. So in sequential processing, what we are doing, we are having only one teacher, and only one teacher is performing all these tasks. So that is based on that we are calculating the time. So that is sequential processing. Then we have seen the first method of parallel processing, that is a temporal parallelism, in which what we are doing, we are acquiring four teachers, we are hiring four teachers to evaluate your answer sheet, and we are dividing each answer sheet into four parts. So it means that there are four questions. So question number one, question number two, question number three, question number four will be evaluated by different faculty. And once the question number one will be evaluated, that paper will be passed to the next faculty, and then next faculty will evaluate it. So that is a mechanism that is temporal parallelism. So what is the advantage? What is the disadvantage of this temporal parallelism? What are the assumptions? What is the speed up? What is the efficiency that we have seen in our previous lecture? Then you have started with this, that is data parallelism. So what is the data parallelism? Data parallelism क्या है? दूसरा किसने माइक ऑन किया हुआ है? Turn off your mic if anybody else. मैम, ब्रिजिशा मैडम. Okay. So what is the second method? Second method is data parallelism. So in data parallelism, what will happen? In this method, we will divide our number of answer book into four sets, and that answer books set of answer books will be given to individual faculty. That is called data parallelism. So in data parallelism, we'll divide our data, our input, and based on that we will perform our operation. So now what will be the speed up in this case? So यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया? What we have did over here? So over here your P1, your particular P1 to, or you can say the answer sheet 1 to answer sheet 250 will be evaluated by teacher number 1. Same way, this is a faculty number 2. Teacher number 2 will evaluate your answer book from 251 to 500. Same way, this is 501 to 750. That will be evaluated by teacher number 3. And this is a teacher number 4. So each teacher will evaluate 250 answer book simultaneously. Simultaneously, your four teachers are working and they are evaluating this set. So 250. So यहाँ पे अगर हम consider करेंगे, so time to evaluate one answer book, that is a 20 minute. How it will be 20 minute? Four questions are there and 5 minutes for one answer, one question, to evaluate one question. So that is a 20 minute for one answer sheet. So how many such answer sheets are there? 250 such answer sheets are there. That's why it is 250 multiplied by 20. So that is your answer, 5,000. So 5,000 minutes will be there for this case. So this method is known as data parallelism. And what we are doing over here, we are dividing our data in independent task. हम हमारा data को किससे divide कर रहे हैं? As an independent task. Independent task हम divide कर रहे हैं. And that independent set of tasks is assigned to different teachers. यहाँ पे advantage क्या होगा? What will be the advantage over here? What will be the advantage and what will be the disadvantage? What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of this method? So let's first of all discuss about the equation. Let's first of all discuss about the equation, speed up equation. So what will be the speed up equation? Speed up का equation क्या होगा? So suppose यहाँ पे हम consider करेंगे n means total number of job. So over here total number of job is equal to n. Then how many teachers are there? So we are having 4 teachers. So n k equal to number of teachers. Then let the time taken to do a job. It means that to evaluate one answer book. That is a P. That is a 20 in our example. Now let the time to create one subtask. of a job, that is a queue. Now this is an important point. यहाँ पे एक extra time add होगा. वो time क्या होगा? जो आप initially आपके पास 1 to how many answer books are there? You are having P1 to P1000. So initially, what you have to do, you have to divide it into four sets. So ये जो four set में divide करने का जो time है, that is time. That time we are considering as a queue over here. So that is a queue. Queue is dividing your data set, or you can say that dividing your input. That is a time to create one subtask of a job. That is a q equal to 1. Okay, so now let the time to distribute a job to k teachers. So अगर यहाँ पे ये एक सेट सपोज 51 से आपका 1 से 250 तक डिवाइड करने के लिए आपको 1 मिनट लगेगा. So ऐसे हमारे पास कितने टीचर्स हैं? So we are having 4 teachers. So it will take 1 into 4. So it means that 4 minutes. So एक पार्ट में डिवाइड करने के लिए हमको 1 मिनट लगता है. Same way for 1 minute for second. Same way for third set it will take 1 minute, and same way for fourth set it will take. So how many such teachers are there? So there are k teachers, and q is time for dividing it into one set. So q into k, that is task to assign your individual teachers. So k into q, this time it's proportional to the number of teachers. Okay, so now what will be the sequential time? So already we are aware about it. So time taken to complete in jobs by a single teacher. अगर आप पाइपलाइनिंग implement नहीं कर रहे हो, कोई भी टेक्निक parallelism की implement नहीं कर रहे हो, you are having only one teacher. Sequential time. So what is the time? That is n into p. So n equal to 1000 and p equal to 20. So that is 1000 into 20. So that is a 20,000. So this already we have discussed in our previous lecture. So that is a sequential time. Now, what is the time taken to complete this particular jobs by k teachers? So यहाँ पे अब क्या होगा? Initially आप जो task को divide कर रहे हो, so that time will be added over here. So k into q, that is, what is this time? This time is to divide your data set in, or you can say that divide your answer set among teachers. So 250 250 250 आपकी जो आंसर शीट है वो टीचर को असाइन करने के लिए ये जो टाइम है वो टोटल टाइम है आपका. दैट इज असाइनिंग आंसर शीट टू द टीचर, एंड देन इवेल्युएट आंसर शीट इवेल्युएट करने के लिए अब कितना टाइम लगेगा. सो नाउ दैट इज सपोज वी आर हैविंग 4 teachers, so total time will be divided by 4. It means that that will be the time taken by your particular teacher. So that is a total time to evaluate your answer book. So that is, this is the time for this data parallelism technique. ये जो आपका total time होगा. So this is the total time for the time taken to complete your 1000 answer book, 1000 jobs by 4 teacher, k equal to 4. If we will consider in our example. So that is a k into q plus np by k. So what is a speed up? So obviously, what is a speed up definition? Non-pipelining upon pipelining time, or you can say our method time. So our method name is data parallelism time. So that is np upon kq plus np upon k. So that is, if you will simplify this, so what you will get over here? So you will get k np upon k square q plus np. So if you will simplify this, you will get this answer. And if you will more simplify it more, then you will get k upon k square q upon np plus 1. So divide it this, so np, and if you will write it np over here, so that is over here k upon k square q upon np plus 1. So in our example, k equal to 4. So 4 into 4 square into 1 divided by 1000, n into 1000, p equal to 20 plus 1. So you will get is 3.997. So that is speed up. Speed up is what? That is over here 3.997. And if I want to calculate the efficiency, then what will be the efficiency? Efficiency will be, what is the definition? What is the equation for efficiency? What is the equation for efficiency? Speed up upon k. So if efficiency speed up upon k. So what will be the efficiency in this example? आपकी efficiency क्या होगी यहाँ पे? 3.997 divided by 4. So 3.997 divided by 4, that will be the efficiency. So is it clear? This is a data parallelism previous to technique, that is a temporal parallelism. So यहाँ पे आपके what is the speed? So now if your this particular term is very less as compared to your total number of task, total number of job per time to perform total number of job, then this will lead to ideal speed up. So that is equal to k. So यहाँ पे आप इसको consider करोगे if k square q is very less as compared to np, so your it will nearly approach to k. So इसको आप nearly approximately k लिख सकते हो if this is very less as compared to NP. It means what? अगर आप जो distribute करने में जो time लगा रहे हो, if that time is very small as compared to time to evaluate your total number of jobs, so that it will be negligible. This time will be negligible. So that is it will equal to k. So the speed up is यहाँ पे आप अगर ऑब्जर्व करोगे, so यहाँ पे ये इक्वेशन में आप अगर ऑब्जर्व करोगे, if you will observe here, then over here in denominator we will have k square. So it means that if you will increase number of teacher, अभी हम यहाँ पे teacher 4 teacher रख रहे हैं, so if you will increase number of teacher 10, then it does not increase directly your speed up. यहाँ पे relation है वो कैसा है? So that is the speed up is not directly proportional to the number of teachers, as the time distributed jobs to the teacher is unavoidable overhead. So if you will increase number of teachers more, then you cannot avoid this. So it will be in consideration, and your efficiency will be decreased if you will increase number of teachers beyond some limit. So that is over here, that is a data parallelism. यहाँ पे जो मैंने आपको efficiency की बात की थी वो क्या है? So यहाँ पे efficiency क्या मिलेगी आपको? 0.99. So 0.99 means 99% efficiency. So if you will increase k, then your efficiency will be decreased over here. So that is the case for speed up in data parallelism. Data parallelism में आपका speed up कैसा होगा? What are the advantages? So advantages are no communication required between two teacher. So यहाँ पे teacher number 1 is evaluating answer number 1 to 250. And teacher number 2 is evaluating answer number 251 to 500. So there is no need to communicate between these two. ये दोनों को internally communicate करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. If one teacher is sitting in lab number 1 or lab number 2 and second teacher is sitting in suppose library, then also no need, there will be no any problem, because यहाँ पे ये दोनों के बीच में कोई communication जरूरी नहीं है. So that is, so no need to communicate, no communication is required as a teacher works independently. Then no synchronization is also required between teachers. So यहाँ पे ये दोनों एक साथ ही check करे ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. So that is a synchronization is also not required. Then what is the problem? Then previous method we will have bubble problem. So यहाँ पे bubble problem होगा नहीं होगा? There will be no bubble problem. Why? Because suppose if your teacher number 1, bubble कब generate होगा? Teacher number 1 goes up for coffee. Or you can say teacher number 1 will, if suppose in some answer books, ये 250 answer books है, उसमें कुछ answer books में कुछ questions के answers नहीं लिखे हुए हैं. So does it create bubble over here? No, because that particular teacher will evaluate that answer book very fast. Suppose आपके roll number 15 है, roll number 15 ने उसके answer book में सिर्फ 2 question ही लिखे हैं, तो वो सिर्फ 10 minute में वो answer book evaluate हो जाएगी. It will not take 20 minutes, but it will not create bubble over here. While in previous case, if some answers are not written, then also that teacher has to wait. But यहाँ पे तो क्या होगा? अगर कोई आंसर नहीं लिखा है, then that particular answer book will be evaluated more faster. So that is, a job will be finished faster without affecting the others. So वो दूसरे किसी को भी affect नहीं करेगा. That will be no bubble over here. and it is a more fault tolerant. ये more fault tolerant है. Why? Because as I have explained, if suppose ये teacher है, if this teacher will stand up and go for the coffee, then it will not affect another teacher task. वो दूसरे टीचर का टास्क अफेक्ट नहीं होगा. So it will not affect the another teacher task. Another teacher will continue. Another teacher will continue evaluating his or her answer sheets, set of answer sheets. So that is, but at the end, it might be possible that suppose beyond some limit, if it will not start evaluating answer book, so it might be possible that your result will be delayed for some amount of time, but it will not affect in evaluation of your teacher to answer book. So that is, it will be more fault tolerant as compared to the temporary parallelism technique. And what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of this technique? This assignment of the job to the each teacher are pre-decided. Pre-decided means what? That is roll number 1 to roll number 250. That answer books will be evaluated by teacher number 1. So वो pre-decided है. So that is a static assignment. कि रोल नंबर 1 से रोल नंबर 250 की आंसर बुक कौन इवेल्युएट करेगा? टीचर नंबर 1. सेम वे टीचर नंबर 2 विल इवेल्युएट आंसर बुक फ्रॉम 251 टू 500. सो दिस इज अ स्टैटिक असाइनमेंट. ये ऑलरेडी प्री डिसाइडेड है कि इतने स्टूडेंट्स की आंसर बुक जो है वो इवेल्युएट कौन करेगा. सो इट विल बी इवेल्युएटेड बाय टीचर नंबर 1, टीचर नंबर 2, टीचर नंबर 3, like that. So this is called a static assignment. Now, if a teacher is fast, suppose particular teacher is fast, then he or she will finish the work fast and then sit ideal. Suppose यहाँ पे मैंने जैसे आपको बताया कि यहाँ पे suppose ये 250 to 500 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट कर रहा है टीचर नंबर 2, and if it is a faster, उसको आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करने में बहुत ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लग रहा है. He can evaluate a particular answer book faster. Then after some amount of time, once it will finish his job, then he or she has to wait. She has to remain ideal. ये 250 आंसर बुक कंप्लीट होने के बाद उसको वहां पे आइडियल बैठना होगा. So the teacher who is slow will slow down the whole process. So अगर कोई टीचर जो स्लो है उसको 20 मिनट से भी ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है या वो बीच में कहीं पे कॉफी पीने के लिए चला गया, तो वो पूरी आपकी रिजल्ट जनरेशन की जो प्रोसेस है उसको स्लो डाउन कर सकता है. So if particular teacher is who is slow, then it will slow down your whole process for result generation, result formulation. So it will affect your overall process if particular teacher is slow. And the set of job must be partitionable into equal number of mutually independent job. So यहाँ पे assumption क्या होगा? जो हमारे पास 1 to 1000 आंसर बुक्स है इवेल्युएट करने के लिए, उसको आप इक्वल नंबर में डिवाइड कर सकते होने चाहिए. यू शुड बी डिवाइड इट इन इक्वल नंबर्स एज वेल एज दे आर नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन ईच अदर. ये जो सेट्स आप डिवाइड करोगे वो कहीं पे डिपेंडेंसी नहीं होनी चाहिए. So in this case only you are able to apply this method. So each subset should take the same time to complete. So ये जो सेट आप डिवाइड करोगे उसमें हर एक सबसेट में सेम अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम रखना चाहिए इसको इवेल्युएट करने में. Then and then only you can use this method. So each teacher must be capable of grading all answer books. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose आपकी एक आंसर बुक है, that is your answer book number 1. उसमें आपके पास आंसर नंबर 1 है, आंसर नंबर 2 है, आंसर नंबर 3 है and answer number 4 है. So as I have given you example yesterday that suppose first question is of DBMS, second question is of suppose you have any programming language Java, आपका Java का question है. Third question is let's say that any another let's say that microprocessor question, AMP question, and the let's say that last question is let's say that any XYZ general knowledge question. Suppose this is your question paper and you need to write answer of this. So ऐसा अगर question paper है तो आपका faculty जो आप 4 teachers assign करोगे, teacher number 1, teacher number 2, teacher number 3 and teacher number 4, ये चारों के चारों टीचर को क्या पता होना चाहिए? इट शुड हैव नॉलेज ऑफ ऑल दिस फोर डोमेन। उसके पास ये चारों के चारों डोमेन का नॉलेज होना चाहिए। सो योर टीचर मस्ट बी केपेबल ऑफ ग्रेडिंग ऑल द आंसर्स, देन एंड देन ओनली दिस मेथड इज सुटेबल। अगर कोई टीचर के पास उसको सिर्फ जावा का नॉलेज है, then he or she cannot evaluate other answers, then this method is not suitable for you. So this the time taken to divide the job into equal subset of job must be very small. So जो आप 1000 पेपर को 250 सेट्स में डिवाइड कर रहे हो, वो टाइम बहुत कम होना चाहिए. So that in this particular cases we can use this. So that is all about this data parallelism. So this is the technique, second technique, data parallelism. First technique we have seen temporal parallelism, then second technique we have seen that is a data parallelism. Are you getting it? What is a temporal parallelism and what is a data parallelism? What we have did in temporal parallelism में हमने क्या डिवाइड किया था? एक आंसर बुक को 4 फैकल्टी में डिवाइड किया था. And data parallelism में हमने क्या किया? Number of answer books will be assigned to teacher number 1, number of answer books will be assigned to teacher number 2, number of answer book will be assigned to teacher number 3 and same way to teacher number 4. So that is a static assignment. यहाँ पे जो data parallelism में अभी हम number of answer books assign करेंगे. What is the technique we have used? Static assignment. That is a 0 to 250 will be evaluated by teacher number 1. Same way, 251 to 500 will be evaluated by teacher number 2, like that. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages that you have discussed? Is it clear? Do you have any question in this both technique? ये दोनों टेक्निक में कोई क्वेश्चन है? Temporal parallelism as well as data parallelism. Yes or no? Okay. Okay, so now go for the next technique. So that is combination of this both. So that is we will use now both technique. That is combined data parallelism as well as temporal parallelism. So it is also known as multi-pipelining. ये technique, what is another name of this technique? That is a multi-pipelining. Why it is called multi-pipelining? यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे? So we will use the same method for data parallelism. So यहाँ पे हमारे पास जो 1 to 1000 आंसर बुक्स है, उसको हम पहले अब 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड करेंगे. Now P1 to answer book number 1 to answer book number 500. So it means that student number 1 to student number 500, and then student number 501 to student number 1000. And then what we will do, now we will use mechanism for temporal parallelism. So यहाँ पे अब ये 500 जो papers है, that is now your job number of jobs, and now it will be assigned to your this pipeline. This is pipeline. So यहाँ पे हम कैसे evaluate करेंगे? Teacher number 1 will evaluate your answer number 1, then it will pass to next teacher. So answer number 2, so answer number 3, answer number 4. So like this, individual teacher will evaluate only individual answers. So यहाँ पे हम दोनों मेथड का combine करेंगे. So this method will have advantage and disadvantage of combinedly of both previous method. So यहाँ पे disadvantage क्या होगा? What will be the first disadvantage? Or you can say that what is limitation? यहाँ पे आप देखोगे अगर तो यहाँ पे हमको कितने टीचर लगेंगे? How many teachers you require over here? How many teachers you require over here? You are require over here 8 teachers. So ultimately, if you will consider that it is a highly paid teacher, so you can say that your resources are very costly. So it will cost more as compared to other techniques. So यहाँ पे it will require more resources. But yes, what will be the advantage? यहाँ पे advantage क्या होगा? Your time will be half. आपका जो पाइपलाइनिंग में टाइम लगेगा उससे भी हाफ टाइम में ये कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. क्योंकि पाइपलाइनिंग में हमारे पास जो सिंगल पाइपलाइनिंग थी उसमें हमारे पास thousands जॉब थे, अब यहाँ पे हमारे पास जॉब ही हमने डिवाइड कर दिए. So it means that this 8 teachers are there. So now it means that your multi pipelining we are having. So your type particular time will be divided. So यहाँ पे आप अगर कंसीडर करोगे, so पहली आंसर बुक यहाँ पे जो है ये सेट में 1 to 500, इसमें पहली आंसर बुक की इवेल्यूएट होने में कितना टाइम लगेगा? 20 मिनट प्लस. अब बाकी की जो रिमेनिंग आंसर बुक्स है, रिमेनिंग आंसर बुक मींस 499, वो कितने टाइम में इवेल्यूएट होती जाएगी? सो इनटू 5. After each and every 5 minutes, your answer book will be evaluated. So that will be after this amount of time, your particular 250 your 500 answer books will be evaluated from this pipeline. ये पाइपलाइन में से आपकी 500 आंसर बुक्स इवेल्यूएट हो जाएगी एंड ये पाइपलाइन में से भी आपकी 500 आंसर बुक्स इवेल्यूएट हो जाएगी. सो इट मींस दैट व्हाट इज द टाइम रिक्वायर्ड ओवर हियर? सो यहाँ पे टाइम क्या हो जाएगा? सिर्फ 2515 मिनट. So 2515 minutes will take on over here. So this method almost half the time taken by single pipeline because it is multi-pipeline technique. यहाँ पे multi-pipelining है. But what is the disadvantage of this technique? That is important. Why we are not using? अगर ऐसे ही आप multiple pipelining use करके आप ये advantage ले सकते हो, आपका time यहाँ पे reduce हो रहा है. But why we are not using this technique? Because it require more number of resources and the resources are very much costly. So that's why this method we are. So this is called a parallel pipeline processing, and it reduces the time to complete the total number of job, and it has advantages and disadvantages of both the methods, temporal parallelism and data parallelism. So method is effective only if the number of jobs given to each pipeline is much larger than the number of stages in the pipelining, as well as it requires more number of resources. So this technique we are not using very much. But nowadays, if we are having more number of complex tasks, so nowadays we are having more processing elements, so that at the time you can use this technique. So this is the thing, but just combination of this both come. So यहाँ पे speed up and यहाँ पे speed up क्या होगा? So speed up क्या होगा? आपका जो पाइपलाइनिंग जो है उससे भी उसको भी यहाँ पे आपको दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करना होगा. So according to that you have to calculate the speed up. So यहाँ पे आप speed up का इक्वेशन अब आप अपने आप से डिराइव कर लेना, and according to that you need to calculate the speed up and efficiency for this particular technique. So this is third technique, that is a combination of both. Next technique, that is a data parallelism and dynamic assignment. So just method number 2 जो हमने स्टडी की थी उसमें हमने क्या डिस्कस किया था? What we have discussed, that is data parallelism, or you can say that in that static assignments was there. So static assignment means 250 answer book will be first 250 answer book will be related by teacher number 1. So roll number 1 to 250, then roll number 251 to roll number 500, then roll number 501 to roll number 7 roll that will be given to teacher number 4. But यहाँ पे क्या होगा? And last set will be given to the teacher number 4. But यहाँ पे method number 4 में हम क्या करेंगे? This is dynamic assignment. Dynamic assignment means what? We will introduce one more teacher over here, that is head examiner. So now what head examiner will do? So this is algorithm for, so यहाँ पे okay, what head examiner will do? So यहाँ पे head examiner क्या करेगा? So 1 to 1000 total answer books है हमारे पास. So it will take first answer book. First answer book will be taken by, so that is a roll number 1, and it will assign to teacher number 1. यहाँ पे हमारे पास है teacher number 1, teacher number 2, teacher number 3, and teacher number 4. Then first answer book will be given to teacher number 1, and teacher number 1 will evaluate only question number. And teacher number 1, what teacher number 1 will do? It will evaluate your particular answers. यहाँ पे आपकी जो first answer book है उसमें question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, जो जितने भी questions है that will be evaluated by your particular teacher. आपका जो पहला टीचर है वो आपके आंसर बुक इवेल्यूएट करेगा रोल नंबर 1 की. Same way, it will take second answer book from ये head examiner क्या करेगा? It will take second answer book from this input file and it will give you the second teacher. So यहाँ पे roll number 2, यहाँ पे roll number 3 and यहाँ पे roll number 4 की answer book है वो evaluate होगी. So it will be evaluated like this: roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3 and roll number 4. So all these four are evaluating simultaneously. ये चारों के चारों भी simultaneously work कर रहे हैं. एंड सो यहाँ पे आपने हेड एग्जामिनर ने 4 आंसर बुक्स असाइन कर दिए. नाउ सपोज एट द एंड ऑफ 20 मिनट what they have to do, they have to submit this answer book again. Evaluated answer book है वो वापस किसको सबमिट करेगा? So evaluated answer book will be submitted to head examiner, and then what head examiner will do, head examiner will put it into output file. So यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा? So यहाँ पे जब सपोज ये पहला टीचर है, यह भी आपकी आंसर बुक यहाँ पे हैंड ओवर कर रहा है. So second teacher has to wait. यहाँ पे एक क्यू हो जाएगी, देयर विल बी वन क्यू. सपोज यहाँ पे अभी आपका टीचर नंबर 1 है, वो आंसर बुक सबमिट कर रहा है. देन टीचर नंबर 3 आया, उसने इवेल्युएट कर दिया. देन टीचर नंबर 2 has evaluated and then teacher number 4 has evaluated, like this. This is so first teacher number 1 will hand over answer book and it will given to over here, and your answer book will be stored on this output file. Same way teacher number 3, so teacher number 3 आएगा, it will hand over. So teacher number 1 को वापस head examiner क्या करेगा? यहाँ से next input लेगा and it will hand over to next again answer book to the teacher number 1. So it will be dynamic assignment. यहाँ पे आपका जो assignment है वो dynamic होगा. So now I hope all of you are able to understand what are the advantages and disadvantages. But यहाँ पे let's first of all discuss about the speed up. Speed up यहाँ पे क्या होगा and यहाँ पे आपका equation क्या होगा? So let the total number of papers, let the total number of jobs equal to n. Average time to correct answer book, so that is a evaluate one answer book, that is a P, that is a 20 minute. Now time to correct n answer book when parallel processing is not employed, so that is NP. So without pipelining, this is a time. Now let's say that we are having n number of teachers excluding head examiner. Head examiner हम अभी यहाँ पे consider नहीं करेंगे. So number of teachers equal to K. So let teachers waits. जो मैंने यहाँ पे बोला है कि यहाँ पे क्या होगा, एक क्यू जनरेट होगी. सो वो क्यू में उसको वेट करना होगा until your head examiner will remain or until your head examiner will accept your answer book. So let the teacher waits to get a paper from head examiner and return it to the head examiner. That is a queue. That time is known as queue. So अब यहाँ पे टोटल टाइम क्या होगा? आपकी एक आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट होने में आपको जो टाइम लगेगा, एक आंसर बुक. सो टोटल टाइम, so time taken by each examiner to get a paper, grade and return it, that is a P plus Q. So what is this time? So as I have explained, यहाँ से head examiner एक answer book उठाएगा, it will give to this teacher number 1, teacher number 1 evaluate it and then it will submit it and that answer book will go to the output file. So ये जो total time है for one teacher for one answer book, that we are considering P plus Q. P means what is the time? P time is we are already aware about it. जो हमारी आंसर बुक है उसको इवेल्युएट होने में जो टाइम लगेगा, सो दैट इज अ 20 मिनट. बट उसमें कुछ टाइम ऐड होगा यहाँ पे. क्यों? क्योंकि हेड एग्जामिनर वो आंसर बुक यहाँ से लेगा और फिर टीचर को असाइन करेगा, फिर टीचर इवेल्युएट करेगा, सो वो 20 मिनट लगेगी एंड देन इट विल अगेन सबमिट इट टू द टीचर हेड एग्जामिनर and get the new answer book. So ये जो पूरा टाइम है वो P plus Q. So that is a time, that is a P plus Q time. So that is we are considering over here. So यहाँ पे अगर आपके पास P plus Q time, that is for one answer book. So now each examiner corrects N by K papers. So N by K paper means total हमारे पास 1000 papers है. हम अभी यहाँ पे कंसीडर करेंगे that each and every teacher are ideal or all are same identical and they are taking same amount of time. So ideally हर एक टीचर के पास कितने आंसर बुक आएंगे? Ideally हर एक टीचर के पास कितने आंसर बुक आएंगे? 250. So ये भी 250 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करेगा, ये भी 250 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करेगा, ये भी 250 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करेगा, and this teacher will also evaluate 250 आंसर बुक. बट वो असाइनमेंट कैसे होगा? डायनेमिक. प्रीवियस केस पे क्या था? ये 250 थे, वो रोल नंबर फिक्स थे, रोल नंबर 1 टू रोल नंबर 250. रोल नंबर 251 से रोल नंबर 500. In previous technique it was fixed, but in this technique we are using some methods, dynamic methods. So यहाँ पे वो फिक्स नहीं होंगे. It might be one that 250 answer book जो यहाँ पे इसने इवेल्युएट किए, it might be roll number 1, it might be roll number 5, it might be roll number 10, it might be roll number 20. So वो आपके कोई भी सीक्वेंस में, कुछ भी सीक्वेंस में हो सकते हैं. So that is that number of answer books will be 250. So that is n by k. That is n by k. So if total answer books are 1000 n, so and we are having 4 teachers, so papers, that many number of papers will be examined by 4 teachers simultaneously. So यहाँ पे अब total time क्या होगा? So n, this p plus q multiply by n into k. इसको n k से आप multiply करोगे. So that is a time taken by teachers to evaluate the answer books, set of answer books that is given to him or her. So total time is equal to np. So that is, so speed up is equal to non-pipelining time upon this pipelining time or parallel method time. So what is a parallel method? So यहाँ पे parallel method का time क्या है? That is n into p plus q divided by k. So if you will consider, if you will simplify this, so you will get k upon 1 plus q by p. So it is speed up for this method. This equation is for speed up for this method. So that is efficiency. What will be the efficiency equation? Speed up upon k. Now in this, if this q is very less as compared to p, so q means what? That is जो हैंड ओवर करने का जो टाइम है, हैंड ओवर करने का जो टाइम मीन्स यहाँ से आंसर बुक जो हेड एग्जामिनर टीचर 1 को हैंड ओवर करेगा और वापस ये टीचर हेड एग्जामिनर को हैंड ओवर करेगा, ये जो टाइम है क्यू टाइम, ये पूरा टाइम, इट क्यू मीन्स बोथ वे टाइम. यहाँ से आंसर बुक हेड एग्जामिनर इसको असाइन करेगा as well as suppose it will take 1 minute and it is also taking 1 minute to again hand over to the head examiner. So आपका Q क्या होगा? So Q will be 2 minutes because 1 minute for taking, receiving and 1 minute for again sending. So that is handover. So total Q will be 2 minutes. आपका जो 2 minute है वो यहाँ पे consider होगा. So ये time अगर negligible है as compared to what? As compared to evaluating your answer book. So answer book evaluate करने के लिए हमारे पास कितना time लगे? So 20 minutes. So as compared to that, if it is a negligible, if it is very small, then we can neglect this so that your k, your ideal speed up will be k. So that is ideal speed up, ideal value. So that is about this particular technique. That is data parallelism with dynamic assignment. So what are the advantages? यहाँ पे advantages क्या होंगे? What are the advantages? So advantages क्या होंगे यहाँ पे? Is there any? So balancing of work to each teacher is done dynamically. So यहाँ पे dynamic assignment हो रहा है. A teacher does not sit ideal because of another slow teacher. So अगर कोई teacher slow है, ये जो teacher number 1, teacher number 2, teacher number 3 and teacher number 4, इसमें से कोई भी अगर एक teacher slow है, तो क्या होगा? It will not affect another teachers. वो दूसरे teacher को affect नहीं करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि वो suppose ये 250 answer book evaluate कर रहा है, and if this teacher is slow, तो वो सिर्फ 200 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करेगा. दूसरा कोई जो फास्ट टीचर होगा वो 300 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करेगा उतने ही टाइम में. If the particular teacher is faster, then that particular teacher will evaluate 300 answer books, and if this teacher is slow, then it will evaluate only 200 answer book. But it will not affect your overall result, as well as it will not affect the task of other teachers. अगर कोई teacher slow है, so a fast teacher does not sit ideal because of another slow teacher. So यहाँ पे कोई slow teacher है तो उसकी वजह से fast teacher को बैठा ideally बैठा नहीं रहेगा. So that is the advantage over here. And problem of bubble is not there. What is the problem of bubble? Bubble का problem क्या है? आपके unanswers questions है वो evaluate करने में. So suppose हम अभी consider करेंगे कि roll number 30, roll number 60, roll number 45, roll number 20, roll number let's say that 120, ये सभी स्टूडेंट्स ने एक एक क्वेश्चन ही इवेल्युएट किया हुआ है, एक एक क्वेश्चन ही लिखा हुआ है. दे हैव रिटन ओनली वन आंसर्स. सो ये जो भी फैकल्टी के पास जाएगा इवेल्युएट होने के लिए ये आंसर बुक, इट विल बी कंप्लीटेड इन 5 मिनट. ये भी आंसर बुक अगर इसमें एक ही क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखा है तो वो सिर्फ 5 मिनट में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. बट वो कोई बबल क्रिएट नहीं करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि 5 मिनट के बाद वो आंसर बुक वापस वो हेड एग्जामिनर को सबमिट कर देगा और हेड एग्जामिनर उसको नई आंसर बुक हैंड ओवर कर देगा. दैट इज देयर विल बी नो प्रॉब्लम फॉर देयर इज नो बबल प्रॉब्लम ओवर हियर. इट जस्ट स्पीड अप द प्रोसेस. वो आपकी प्रोसेस से स्पीड अप हो जाएगी अगर आपके आंसर से वो नहीं लिखे हुए हैं तो. एंड ओवरऑल टाइम taken to grade the answer books is minimized. So that is advantages. These are the advantages. But what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages क्या होंगे यहाँ पे? So if many teachers finish a job, or you can say that evaluating answer book at the same time. So मैंने जो आपको बताया था कि roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3 and roll number 4, अभी ये 4 रोल नंबर्स के आंसर बुक्स अभी आपने असाइन किए हुए टीचर नंबर 1, टीचर नंबर 2, टीचर नंबर 3 एंड टीचर नंबर 4 को, और वो सभी ने साइमल्टेनियसली टास्क कंप्लीट कर दिया. तो अब यहाँ पे हेड एग्जामिनर के सामने वो क्यू में खड़े होंगे. टीचर 1 भी यहाँ पे होगा, टीचर 2 भी यहाँ पे होगा. सो ये जो क्यू में खड़े रहने का जो टाइम है, क्योंकि आपका हेड एग्जामिनर एट अ टाइम एक ही आंसर बुक को ले सकता है और हैंड ओवर कर सकता है. सो दैट इज इट विल टेक लॉन्ग टाइम. सो यहाँ पे अगर आप बात करोगे टीचर नंबर 4 को, सो टीचर नंबर 4 को इतना टाइम यहाँ पे वेट करना होगा. सो इफ दिस सिनेरियो विल हैपन मल्टीपल टाइम्स, देन इट इज जस्ट वेस्टिंग ऑफ योर टाइम. So that is, if the many teachers finish a job at the same time, then there is a long queue for examiner and some teachers have to remain ideal. So वो time है वो आपका waste होगा. And second thing, second disadvantage is if your head examiner is bottleneck. It means what? Suppose आपका head examiner ही आपका, if it gets up and goes for the coffee, then what happened? आपका head examiner ही कहीं चला जाएगा तो क्या होगा? All other 4 teacher has to wait. यहाँ पे ये क्यू में खड़े ही रहेंगे. So that is, all the teachers will remain ideal if your head examiner will be bottleneck of, or if your head examiner is fail. So however, if one teacher goes for a coffee, then this method will not affect. Then it will not affect your whole process. अगर कोई teacher कोई coffee पीने चला जाएगा, then it will not affect your whole process. But if your head examiner will goes for the coffee, it means that if your head examiner will fail, then it will affect your system. But if your particular teacher will fail, then it will not affect your whole system. So the head examiner himself remain ideal for while other teachers are evaluating. So that is what, suppose यहाँ पे आपका आपने 4 आंसर बुक्स चारों के चारों टीचर को इवेल्युएट करने के लिए दे दिए. सो ये 20 मिनट लगाएगा आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट करने के लिए, इसको भी 20 मिनट्स लगेंगे, इसको भी 20 मिनट्स लगेंगे, इसको भी 20 मिनट्स लगेंगे. सो मीनवाइल what teacher your head teacher will be doing? सो इतने टाइम में ये जो 20 मिनट का जो टाइम है, वो टाइम में ये आपका जो हेड एग्जामिनर है वो क्या करता होगा? इट विल रिमेन आइडियल. सो दैट इज, एक बार जो आपकी आंसर बुक असाइन हो गई उसके बाद आपका हेड एग्जामिनर क्या हो जाएगा? It will remain ideal. So that is, head examiner himself is ideal between handing over the scripts. And it is a difficult to increase the number of teachers because that increase the chance of many teachers finishing a job at the same time. So अभी तो मैंने यहाँ पे आपको 4 टीचर का एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है. सपोज आप यहाँ पे 10 टीचर्स आपने कंसीडर किए होंगे, तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा? इफ यू आर हैविंग 10 टीचर्स, देन व्हाट विल बी द प्रॉब्लम? And there will be only one head examiner. Then what will be the problem? If there are 10 teachers and there will be only one head examiner, then what will be the problem? Problem क्या होगा? Are you getting this or not? First of all, I am going little bit faster because now we are having only 3 weeks to complete our syllabus, and our syllabus is a little bit lengthy. I cannot complete this in this stipulated time, so that's why I'm going little bit faster. Are you getting it? What will be the disadvantage over here? So यहाँ पे disadvantage क्या होगा? Yes, यहाँ पे जो आपकी head examiner के सामने after evaluating the paper, it has to wait in that queue. उसको even though it has evaluated, he has or she has evaluated the answer book, then they have to wait over here. यहाँ पे T1, T2, T3 ऐसे 10 टीचर्स यहाँ पे होंगे. So अगर वो एक साथ कंप्लीट करेंगे तो उसको यहाँ पे क्यू में वेट करना होगा. इफिशिएंटली आप उसको यूटिलाइज नहीं कर सकते हो. So that is a head examiner bottleneck will be there again. So this is the disadvantage of this technique, that it will do like this. So that is next technique. So to overcome that disadvantage, previous case में हमने क्या किया था कि जो फैकल्टीज है उसको हम सिंगल सिंगल आंसर बुक असाइन कर रहे थे. यहाँ पे हम क्या कर रहे थे, हेड एग्जामिनर क्या कर रहे थे, एक आंसर बुक यहाँ से वो पिकअप करेंगे, फिर वो एक टीचर को असाइन करेंगे, वापस सेकंड आंसर बुक वो पिकअप करेंगे, then it will assign to the another teacher. So one by one answer book will be assigned to individual teacher in this method number 4, that is called dynamic assignment. Now what we will do, so uska disadvantage kya tha कि it might be possible that after some amount of time all teachers will evaluate his evaluation and they have to wait over here in queue. सभी को यहाँ पे queue में wait करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि सभी को सेम टाइम लगेगा. सो यहाँ पे ये भी 20 मिनट में कंप्लीट कर देगा, ये भी 20 मिनट में कंप्लीट कर देगा, ये भी 20 मिनट में कंप्लीट कर देगा, ये भी 20 मिनट में कंप्लीट कर देगा. So if you will observe the scenario after 20 minutes, then all 4 teacher will be over here. If you will neglect this time, ये टाइम अगर आप neglect करो यहाँ से पेपर उठाने का and then it assign it to the teacher. If you will neglect this time, so ideally after 20 minutes again all teachers has to wait over there. उसको वापस वहाँ पे wait करना होगा, ये queue में wait करना होगा. So that is the disadvantage of this technique. So वो disadvantage overcome करने के लिए हमारे पास है next method. So that is called method number 5. That is a data parallelism with QC dynamic scheduling. QCI dynamic scheduling. So यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे? We will not pick up single answer book, or your head examiner will not pick up single answer book. It will pick up bunch of answer book. So and then assign it to the individual faculty. So the problem in the previous method can be reduced by handing over unequal set of answer script to different teachers. It means that teacher number 1 को हम 7 आंसर बुक्स असाइन करेंगे, टीचर नंबर 2 को 9 आंसर बुक असाइन करेंगे, टीचर नंबर 3 को 11 आंसर बुक असाइन करेंगे, टीचर नंबर 4 को 13 आंसर बुक असाइन करेंगे. सो अब क्या होगा, यहाँ पे इसको कंप्लीट करने के लिए जो टाइम लगेगा और इसको कंप्लीट करने के लिए जो टाइम लगेगा, बोथ आर डिफरेंट. सो वो दोनों टाइम होंगे वो डिफरेंट होंगे. सो देयर विल बी नो चांस फॉर क्यू ऑफ क्यू हेड एग्जामिनर के सामने नहीं होगी यहाँ पे. सो दिस विल रेंडमाइज the time of their completion of their jobs, and thus queue formation will not be there. So when they complete the job, they may be given another bunch of scripts. So जब उस वो 7 आंसर बुक इवेल्युएट कर लेंगे, आपके टीचर नंबर 1 will hand over another set of 7 or another set of 9, कुछ भी हम उसको assign करेंगे randomly. That is QC dynamic scheduling. So data parallelism यहाँ पे जो हम कर रहे हैं वो कैसे करेंगे? So data parallelism work on a principle of static scheduling, and previous method was dynamic scheduling. So this is known as QCI dynamic scheduling, which is not pure static, not pure dynamic. ये pure static भी नहीं है, pure dynamic भी नहीं है. Bunch of papers हम assign कर रहे हैं, so that is not pure static, not pure dynamic. So in this method, a time taken by head examiner to hand over one copy or one set each time is reduced by handing over a set. So अब हम यहाँ पे एक कॉपी असाइन नहीं करेंगे, हम यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे? सेट ऑफ कॉपी असाइन करेंगे. सो दैट इज टाइम विल बी रिड्यूस. सो ऑल्सो इफ वन टीचर फिनिश द जॉब फास्ट, he or she can get another set of script immediately without being ideal. So that is the advantage of this technique. So then next is our difference. So this we have learned five methods for parallel processing. First method is temporal parallel processing. Second method, that is data parallelism and with static assignment. Then method number 3, that is this combined data parallelism as well as temporal parallelism. Then method number 4, that is dynamic assignment in data parallelism, and method number 5, that is a QSI dynamic assignment in data parallelism. So these 5 methods we have completed, and next is the difference between this temporal parallelism or it is the pipelining and data parallelism. So ये दोनों में difference क्या है? What is the difference between these two? So that we will discuss in our next lecture. Let me take attendance once again. Just be there. I have already uploaded the book which we are going to refer for this session. So you can refer the topic. I have used the same book to create the PPT. PPT मैंने वही book में से बनाई हुई है. So you will find the same material over there. आपको ये सब कुछ वहाँ पे मिल जाएगा.